I will call to order the regular meeting of Board of Education, which was duly noticed on April 10th, 2026 through posting and notification of the press in accordance with Wisconsin Statute 19.84. Let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good evening. Today we have Dana Simmons with us today. This is Dana's 20th year working in education for the school district of Janesville and her 10th year as a principal of Adams. Before coming to Adams, Dana taught ELL first, second, and third grades and held the position of academic learning coach. Dana holds an elementary education degree with a science minor, master's degree in curriculum and instruction, reading and language arts, and a certification in educational leadership. Dana and her family reside in Janesville. She and her husband Ben have 2 children, Charlotte, Charlie, who is a sophomore at Michigan Tech, and Henry, who is a junior at Parker High School.
Thank you so much for the introduction, and wow, it is amazing to see this house packed with so many athletes and students. Thank you so much, parents, for all that you do. But I have 3 special students that I would love to honor today. With us, we have in first grade, Miss Matilda Frank. In 5th grade, we have Macy Smith, along with Bo Harding. And these 3 students highlight and just highlight all about our Adams community and understand what it takes to serve our community outside of school. The 3 parents serve on our PTA board and all will be moving on next year. So wanted to recognize all the hard work that we have done together to support our Adams community and then extend that to the Janesville community. So thank you, Eagles. We're very proud of you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, moving on to 3.2, need a motion to adopt April 14th, 2026 board agenda.
So moved. Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes unanimously 8-0.
Are you wanting to do the online voting?
We will a little bit later. All right, moving on, 3.3, safety message.
Thank you. Very timely. April is Severe Weather Awareness Month, and I know we're about to get some here. So while I like many of you in this room, I don't want to spend the night in a tornado shelter with you, so we're going to keep this moving. We will be doing drills in the schools this week. Thank you, Kim, for the note. They are on April 16th, 1:45. Also, notice that Rock County is kind of changing their alert, and I don't know when it's coming out, Kim, but working towards it. So just because you hear that it's a county-wide siren, but they're gonna move to, you would act and go to your basement if you can see in incoming weather, but not there yet. But anyway, that's what's coming. But the schools do prepare with PD at the start of the year, and then we'll do the drill on 4/16. Thank you.
Thanks, Michelle. Moving on, 3.2, let's recognize some winter athletes. Hi, Ben.
Hi, thanks for having us tonight. Thanks for having us tonight. We're here tonight to recognize our student athletes. Unfortunately, a lot of ours could not be here tonight for, they're involved in a number of different things. The first 2 that I'm going to talk about, who neither are here, but both 4.0 athletes, Alexis Hansen, who's a senior, and Sam Piper, who's also a senior. Both are multi-sport athletes, and I think Sam tonight is at FBLA, and Alexis actually is feeling under the weather. She's playing softball right now as well. But just a little bit about these 2. Sam Piper is an 8-time letter winner. He had some adversity this fall. He was our starting running back, and the very first play of scrimmage against Sun Prairie West, he tore his ACL. which is unfortunate. He was going to have a really good year. He worked really hard in the offseason, but he wasn't able to play the football season. But we're encouraged. We think he's going to make it back here for the end of track season. He was a sectional sprinter last year with a chance to go to state. So he's going to run some straight line stuff, hopefully, for us and be able to compete in the 100, 200 for us this year. Sam is attending UW-Madison next year, where he's going to pursue a degree in finance. And then Alexis Hansen is a 5-time state qualifier, 11-time letter winner in both gymnastics and golf, a 5-time captain in 3 sports, student council president, and she's attending UW-Madison next year and going to be a doctor. So unfortunately, they couldn't be here, but they'll both be recognized at our May 20th school awards ceremony. So congratulations to them. I know they wish they could have been here. Right now, I'm going to talk about gymnastics. We had Alexis Hansen, who went to state this year, along with sophomore Taylor Gooder. They both went in the beam. Alex had a 9.4, Taylor had a 9.425. I'm reading a couple comments by Stephanie Hansen, our gymnastics coach. These 2 are state qualifiers, hold the team's highest GPAs. They also earned academic all-state. And they're not satisfied with their performance at state, and this tells a lot about them. They're back in the gym within the next 48 hours. Taylor's getting ready for next year, and Alex is going to attend the Senior National Showcase here in a couple weeks. As a sophomore, we know that Taylor will continue to do amazing things, and she's excelling in track right now. And finally, Alex. Alex can look back and be proud of her career she's accomplished over high school. She's finished with 3 trips to state, a state medalist on bars, 3 MVPs in gymnastics, 3-time gymnastics captain, 4-time All-State, and she also had successful careers in golf and softball. So congratulations to our gymnasts as well who couldn't be here. We'll get them awards when we get back to school. And right now I'd like to take a moment to introduce Tanner Doran-Grisha. Tanner's representing our wrestling program tonight, and he's going to talk about our state competitors in wrestling. So Tanner, come on up. And our wrestlers come up as well and join them.
Good evening, everybody. My name's Tanner Doran-Grisha, assistant wrestling coach at Craig High School. Thank you for having us and thank you for your time. I'm here this evening to talk about Mr. Caleb Busfield and Miss Anya Garrity. These 2 athletes exemplify what we believe is success in the Craig wrestling program. Mr. Caleb Busfield, conference champion for the Big 8 at 120 pounds, state qualifier, and made the 30-win club. Does it look like 35 wins? Is that accurate? Caleb exemplifies what it is to be tough and be gritty and what it means to be a wrestler. Caleb suffered a very significant knee injury in his match at the sectional tournament to make it to state. He was down, he was losing, and turned his opponent to pin him and send himself to the state tournament. His parents went to the doctor, had it looked at. They basically said it couldn't get any worse than it had already gotten. So they gave him a brace. His dad showed me how to put it on. I'm not a doctor, but I sure felt like that for 10 days. And he showed up and did what he could to practice and participated in the state wrestling tournament. I believe it was 10 days after that injury. So we'd like to congratulate him and thank him for all of his hard work and dedication. Good job, Dave. Good job, bud. Totally up to you. Last but not least, Miss Anya Garrity. She's a junior for us that wrestled at 235 pounds. Miss Garrity, I want to set the stage here. The first female Craig wrestler in school history to qualify for the state tournament this year. So, absolutely. She was our regional champion and sectional champion on the girls' side, and only the second, is that accurate? The second female wrestler in program history to make the 30-win club. 38 wins this year, 20 of which by pin, which is absolute domination. Thank you very much for all your hard work. We were just talking in the back about her showing up to practice and working hard, and she was, I would say, 100% of the time the first one to show up to practice, and a lot of times the last one to leave. So thank you very much for your hard work, Anya.
Hello, Clayton.
Hello, hello, hello. Sorry, how much stuff?
I thought you were bringing donuts.
Gonna let you down. All right. Thanks again for having us. I worked very well with Mother Nature to send some storms through so we could cancel some games and get more athletes here, so that was great. We're here to obviously recognize many student athletes today. But before we do, I just want to quickly go through a couple coaches that I would really like to recognize as well. I don't feel like we do that enough. So we've had, over the last few months, many coaches get recognized at the state and local level. The first, as you guys know, Coach Erin Jensen. She is our assistant girls swim coach, and she received the Herb Cole Educational Foundation Fellowship Award for her excellence and leadership. And then also Coach John Zimmerman, I just let him know today that he was selected for the Golf Coaches Association of Wisconsin Distinguished Service Award for his contributions to the golf community for 2026. From a statewide advocacy and impact standpoint, Coach Katie DeZeo, our girls basketball coach, was selected to serve on the Wisconsin W Sports Advisory Board. Basically what we have an advisory board for is advocating for women's sports across the state of Wisconsin, and Coach Katie is now a part of that. Coach Matt Norman, who can't be here tonight, is our head girls wrestling coach. Again, as they talked about, WIA's first year as sanctioned girls wrestling, and he took our girls to their first ever Big 8 conference title. And then Coach Matt Bredesen, he was recently named the Division I head coach for the 2026 State Basketball All-Star Game. So he's one of two coaches across the entire state, very well respected in the basketball community. And then for excellence in competition, Coach Wilson here for cheer. She led our squad to a historic 8th place finish at the Cheerleading Nationals in Florida, securing our first ever national qualifying bid. And then both Coach McCormick and myself want to recognize Coach English for boys hockey. He was named the Big 8 Conference Coach of the Year. And Coach Kurt Bukes for girls hockey, he was named the Badger Conference Co-Head Coach of the Year, and he was an All-State Coach of the Year finalist. So obviously, many recognitions for our head coaches. We have phenomenal head coaches, and they do a great job. So I just wanted to take a second to recognize those individuals. But here, we're really here to recognize our student athletes, and I'm here to recognize our scholar athletes. So every year, Parker and Craig are, each school in the state can recognize one female and one male recipient at the local level. This year, I'm incredibly proud to introduce our male recipient, Cody Slater. Come on up, Cody. Having coached Cody in football and known him since his days at Edison Middle School, I've had a front row seat to his journey. While many see his success during competition in the classroom, those that know him best understand the remarkable resilience he has shown in the face of significant adversity. Cody is a high-character individual who consistently puts others' success before his own. Following graduation, Cody, stay up here, buddy. I might have to give him a hug. So. Following graduation, he will be continuing his academic and athletic career at UW Eau Claire to play football. Some of Cody's accomplishments, obviously he's graduating on the honor roll as a scholar athlete. In football, he's a 3-time letter winner, 3-time Big 8 Conference second team, senior year captain, In wrestling, I'm going to skip over that because you might be hearing more about Cody in a few minutes. In track and field, he was a 3-time letter winner, 2-time state qualifier in the 4x4 and 4x2. And this year, Cody decided to go out for golf. And yeah, he's just a remarkable young man. Really going to miss him in the halls of Parker. And yeah, Cody, congratulations, man. Thank you. Now you can sit. Next up is Harper. To be honest, it'd probably take me hours to go through everything about Harper to explain just how elite this student athlete is. Like Cody, I was blessed to have taught Harper in geometry honors during her sophomore year. Were you guys in the same class? Can't remember. Okay. And until you've coached or taught her, it is hard to fully grasp the unique caliber of individual that she is. Whether she is serving in leadership roles throughout her school and community, excelling in the classroom, or putting in thousands of unseen hours on the track, which I've seen multiple hours out my back door, court, mat, in the weight room, there's a reason Harper is here today. Harper is not only our local recipient for the Scholar Athlete, but she is among the top 32 senior athletes across the entire state of Wisconsin to be recognized at the state level. Historically, only 3 other students from Janesville have earned this recognition. In 1994, Michelle Burkholder from Parker, and maybe pay a close attention to a few of these names here. In 2002, Janesville Parker, Alex Stahlheim Brandenburg. In 2024 from Janesville Parker, a gentleman by the name of Caden Brandenburg. And now I'm here to introduce Harper Brandenburg, who adds her name to the elite list as one of only 4 alumni in the history of Janesville to earn this honor. With that having been said, Harper has achieved this by paving her own path. While I will not have time to go through all of her success, I'm going to try to briefly recap some of her most prestigious accomplishments. Harper is a 4.0 student. She earned a scholarship to compete in track and field at Anderson University in South Carolina. In volleyball, she was a 2-time letter winner, team captain, also awarded Most Outstanding Player, JV MVP, Most Dedicated, and Big 8 honorable mention. In basketball, she was a 3-time letter winner, 2-time captain, also awarded Most Dedicated, MVP, Academic All-State, 2-time Big 8 honorable mention. Her senior year, she came out for wrestling. She was a letter winner and 2nd team Big 8. And in track, she's a 3-year, soon-to-be 4-year letter winner, right? Okay. 2-time track and field MVP, 6-time state qualifier in the 4x4 and 400. In 2023, she set a school record in the 400. And then in 2025, she decided to break her own school record in the 400. And you guessed it, my friends, last weekend, we had our first outdoor invite at Franklin, and she decided to break that school record again with a time of 57.48 to start her 2026 outdoor spring season. In addition to her participation in athletics, Harper is heavily involved in our school community. She serves on our student athlete leadership team and is active in DECA, Link Crew, Spanish Club, the Barnes School Store, Spanish National Honor Society, Student Leadership Council, Math National Honor Society, National Honor Society, and Online School Store. Did I get everything? Close. Harper Brandenburg, everyone. Next up, I will have Coach Fleming. He's going to talk about boys and girls wrestling.
All right, I'm Coach Fleming from Wrestling at Parker, and we're going to talk about, we had 4 athletes make it to the state tournament this year, which is outstanding, very hard to do. Katie Kent made it. She could not make it tonight, but we'll still talk about her. So we're just going to go over, first I'd like to recognize Ramsey Brandenburg here for an outstanding freshman season. She posted an incredible 46-6 record and earned 7 individual tournament titles, including a conference championship and entering the state tournament at the 12th seed. We still aren't over that, at least I'm not over that one yet. So she got the 12th seed, and she exceeded everybody's expectations and fought her way to a 3rd place finish, which was outstanding. So we are incredibly proud of the performance, and we look forward to seeing her competing for state championships in the future ahead. So I fully expect her to be in the finals the next 3 years in a row. So no pressure, but that's the goal, right? So congratulations. We got a first place qualifier. More stuff, more goodies. All right. All right. Now I'll go over Katie Kent. She was a team captain this year. Katie had an impressive sophomore season, finishing with a 45-5 record. She secured 4 individual tournament titles, along with both a regional and sectional championship. Katie qualified for her 2nd consecutive state tournament, where she went 2-2 this year and came up just short of the podium. One more win would have got her there. Her leadership and determination continue to set the tone for the team, and we fully expect to see her back at state, and she has a real chance being in the finals too. So we're right with that. So we're very proud of both those athletes, and we're excited for what the future holds for both of those and the girls program as a whole. Winning conference for the first time this year, and it's just the sport's growing immensely. So it's all good things there. Now we'll get on to the guys. I'd like to take a moment to recognize 2 outstanding wrestlers from this past season who represented our program with incredible dedication and grit. First, Dominic McGuire. Dominic is a 3-time conference champion and a 2-time state qualifier. This season, he finished with an impressive 51-7 record and earned a spot at state on the podium, placing 6th. That kind of consistency and work ethic doesn't happen by accident. It's built through discipline, commitment, and leadership. Dominic is the kind of athlete who sets the tone for our program. As we look ahead, I fully expect him to continue leading this team, not just through his performance, but by bringing others along with him in the offseason. That's how strong programs are built. So he was supposed to be at practice tonight, but that got canceled, so that's why he made it here, which I'm glad. So I hope you're taking other guys with you to these practices. So congratulations, Dominic. Hold on, you got more goodies here. That's for you. All right. Now, I'd also like to recognize Cody Slater. Cody is a conference champion and a state qualifier who realized his dream of competing at the state tournament this year. Despite everything life has thrown at him, he persevered, and that resilience led him to an incredible 3rd place finish on the state podium. That's the highest finish our program has had since 1994. So it speaks volumes about just how hard he worked to earn that spot. Cody finished the season with a 51-6 record and leaves our program as the all-time wins leader with 161 career victories. We're also excited to see what's next for Cody as he continues his athletic career at the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire. Both of these athletes are a reflection of what our program stands for: hard work, resilience, and a commitment to excellence. Thank you for that, Cody. Congratulations. Dropped your. And then I'm going to turn it over to Peyton Meyer for swim.
Hi, everyone. All right, so we have Owen Worth here, placed state, or made it to state for boys swim this season. So our boys team as a whole had a lot of great improvement over the year and finished the season with 16 best times at our sectionals. With our best placements at sectionals, we had Owen Worth taking third in both his events, where he went a 2:05.17 as 200 IM, dropping 3 seconds from his personal best. And in his 100 backstroke, where he went into state, he went a 53.83, dropping 2.5 seconds, which put him less than a second from the school record and qualified him for state, where he placed 17th. It was a great season watching Owen reach most of his goals for this year. He is a 3-sport athlete, but still manages to take a lot of his time out of his busy schedule to swim, even with the club team that we have in town, the Jayhawks. Overall, really great performance this year. And next year, we will be having him as a captain for our team and seeing him go for his goal to beat the school record. Congratulations, Owen. All right, next I'd like to introduce Liz Wilson and the cheer team.
All right. Good evening. I am Coach Wilson here with Coach Nichols, and it is our honor to recognize the Parker cheerleading program for an amazing season full of new experiences and success. Success in athletes is often measured by scores, but for this team, success is rooted in a culture of excellence that they took the time to rebuild and shape. This year, these athletes achieved 2 monumental milestones. First is consistency. For the second consecutive year, this team has qualified for state. This speaks to a sustained level of discipline and a refusal to settle for just good enough. Second is historic impact. So as Krieger said, for the first time in district history, this team qualified for and competed at the national championship in Florida. All of their hard work and dedication put our district on the map on a national stage. We want to highlight the effort and dedication that this team has put in since June of last year. These girls have put in countless hours of physical conditioning and mental preparation. They've navigated the pressure and consistently supported not just themselves, but all of our athletic programs at Parker. They have proven that when you combine a relentless work ethic with a genuine commitment to one another, there is no limit to what can be achieved. They have represented our district with pride, integrity, and an amazing spirit. I want to take just a second to recognize our 4 alternate athletes who supported the team but did not perform on the floor. They are Piper Gutzman, Brooklyn Crawl, Miley Kraftjack, and Anna Machillas. And finally, we want to congratulate and recognize our 10 varsity competition athletes. Only 4 of them are able to be here tonight for similar reasons, such as multi-sport athletes, jobs, etc. Brooke Dennis, who is here tonight, Allie Esser, Sloan Fellows, Allie Flippen, who is also here tonight, Nevi Ford, Chloe Glissendorf, Peyton Gutzman, who's also here, Jamie Hale, Chelsea Levine, one of our team captains, is also present, and lastly, Ivy Williams. Thank you to the district and community for all your continued support of our athletic programs. go to Disney World. Yeah, it's UCA Nationals is there every year. Yeah, it was fantastic. Thank you.
Okay, moving on to 3.5, student presenters from Craig High School. Jake Duffy. Hey, Jake.
All right, whoa. Never used this thing before. I'm here on behalf of Kaylin Kessler, who could not make it tonight because she was at a soccer game, but let's do it. Okay. Hello, my name is Jake Duffy, and I'm a junior at Craig, here today to talk about what's been going on down at South Randall Avenue. Before I begin, however, I want to say that I'm also here in place of Kaylin Kessler, who could not be here tonight because she had a soccer game. Go figure. And I'll say it, I'm never offended to be the second choice personally. So, to begin, this year, Craig is putting on Little Shop of Horrors, which is a musical about a killer plant threatening to take over the world. We feature many talented students like Merrick Schradley as Seymour Krelborn, Rowan McPherson as Audrey, and Rowan McPherson as Audrey, as they sing the 1960s soundtrack with hits like Suddenly Seymour and Skid Row. We have been rehearsing since March and have really hit a stride, and actually just choreographed the finale last night, and my knee is still feeling it. The show dates for Little Shop are May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And if you don't got anything going on, as Mae West once said, why don't you come up and see us sometime? To pivot, Craig's Interact Club is holding the 11th annual Water Walk. This is a fundraiser to stress the struggle of over 600 million people in the world who do not have easy access to clean water. Volunteers can sign up to walk 6 kilometers, a distance that represents the distance on average of how far people must go to get clean water in developing countries. This will happen on Sunday, April 19th from 1 to 3 p.m. on the Craig Check, and I would highly recommend signing up because all proceeds go to Kids International, a charity that provides clean water for people without easy access. Again, the Water Walk is April 19th from 1 to 3 p.m. Now, before we move on, I have a note here from Athletic Director Ben McCormick. Ooh. At Craig High School, the energy on campus is electric as our spring sports season is now in full swing. Our student athletes are competing across a wide variety of sports, including boys and girls track, baseball, softball, and girls soccer. We are proud to see our boys golf, boys tennis, and both boys and girls lacrosse teams representing the Cougars this season. We invite the entirety community to come out and support us as we strive for excellence in this final stretch of the new year. Wow, what a way with words. I don't have much else to say on sports other than Craig shows up, which isn't a joke, and that I'm going to state for baseball batting 1,000, which is a joke. Did you know that as I write this on April 14th, all freshmen and sophomores are taking the pre-ACT at Craig currently? We at Craig have been really practicing for the ACT through mastery prep, and I believe it to be paying dividends. The general consensus is that students feel more prepared for the test and appreciate the practice where it's needed. Needless to say, I know the freshmen and sophomores most certainly rocked it, so there's no need to belabor the point. Next on the docket, choir. The choir department is currently working on our May concert, which is all inspired by show choir. While I can't say how every choir is coming along, after our legendary Roaring 20s competitive season, the Spotlighter Show Choir are riding high. Our set features all Queen songs and is student choreographed. This is coming up on May 21st and is free but soon to be life-changing event. When I say prom, you say April 25th. Prom. Prom. That's right. Prom is April 25th at the Woodman Center. Mark your calendars. While this year's theme hasn't been announced, Craig's prom committee is working hard behind the scenes. Additionally, the prom court was just announced on Friday, and spirits are up in this home stretch time of year. Now let's do a miscellaneous rapid fire because I'm at 3 minutes. Feel free to clap and cheer as I say each item. Blue Ribbon is holding a bake sale. Woo! Interact is planting a tree on Earth Day. Craig students are volunteering at the YWCA Family Night at Edison on April 17th. Jazz 1 is taking a field trip to Eau Claire on April 17th. AP exams are approaching. Boo. Craig's Linklater interviews are happening this Thursday. Woo! Craig's Coding Club plays second at Nationals at MIT. Band and orchestra prepare for their May concerts. And finally, we're having walking tacos for lunch tomorrow. That's all for the updates with Craig. Thank you for having me. I've been Jake Dove. You've been a lovely audience.
Hey, Jake, come back next year, okay?
I'm here.
All right.
And welcome from Parker, Peyton Gutzman. Gutzman.
I don't
You look-
know.
you
That was
look for-
amazing. He's a natural.
You should be on your cheer squad.
He should. We're looking.
I'll tell you a secret. You ever see the cougar around town?
It's him.
Oh.
Ooh.
Welcome, Peyton.
Welcome. Thank you, guys. Good evening, everyone, and thank you guys all for having me back. I'm excited to talk about what has been going on at Parker the past month. We are super proud of construction and woodworking student 3, sorry guys, Sam Champion, who earned a gold medal at the Skills USA State Conference. Sam placed first in the woodworking display category for his intricate optical illusion cutting board using cherry, maple, and walnut. This victory is particularly special as it represents Parker's return to the Skills USA stage for the first time in over 2 decades. 4 Parker FCCLA students attended the State FCCLA Leadership Conference at the Kalahari last weekend. At the conference, our members shined bright as they participated in their Knowledge Bowl tests, networked with other schools across the state, and engaged in several workshops. Parker won their first ever Wisconsin FCCLA award as they were recognized for the National Program Incentive Award for the Future Teacher reception they are hosting this fall. Last fall. Parker Arts Academy's Anne Joliet High School version premieres this Friday, April 17th. They will hold 6 performances in over 2 weekends. PAA is thrilled to bring you along for the pilot production of this new musical. Parker was selected by the Musical Theater International to help shape it for high schools across the country, and we couldn't be more proud. And I got a sneak peek of it, and it is really good. Like, really, really good. So, if you have some time in the next couple weekends, go see it. And finally, next month, we reach a historic milestone, the graduations of Parker's very first AVID class, which happens to include me. This pioneering group of 20 seniors hasn't just met expectations, they've shattered them, with an outstanding 401 college acceptances. Between all of them, my classmates and me have set a new standard for excellence at our school. We're incredibly proud to share that 95% of my cohort will continue their academic journeys at a 2 or 4-year university, and why 1 graduate has secured a apprenticeship. Their resilience and drives has embodied the true spirit of our district, and we couldn't be more proud for the bright futures that these trailblazers have built through the Parker AVID program. This past week, I was the 20th student in my AVID class to finally commit to a college. With over 23 college acceptances, 21 of them being in Wisconsin, I'm proud to announce my commitment to the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater to major in communications with a minor in journalism. In hopes of becoming a college admissions counselor, I won't lie, no one can prepare you for what it's like to pick out what school you want to move into after graduation. Finding out what schools you got into, how much it's going to cost, and what I personally think was the hardest, picking out what I wanted to major in. I'm so grateful for all the opportunities I've been given, like talking here tonight, that has all led me to communications. And as you know it, the best of Parker is yet to come. That is all I have, so I'll see all of you guys for the last time next month.
Excellent. Moving on, citizen comments. I have one. Belinda Redden, did I say that correctly? Welcome.
I'm Belinda Redden, and I live in Janesville, and I'm a parent in this district. I want you to picture something and really sit with it. Picture a 12-year-old walking into class tomorrow morning. Not an activist, not a movement, not a debate, just a kid. They're thinking about their family, a test, fitting in, and lunch. They are not thinking about politics or social issues. But before a single lesson begins, before a teacher says a word, that child looks around the room, and the room is already speaking to them. Not through approved curriculum or discussion, but through what's displayed. And here's the truth. When you put messages on a wall, you don't get to decide how a child interprets them. At 12, they don't process context. They process this as this matters and is important here. This is what I understand or agree with. They start asking, do I belong here just as I am? Is this what I'm supposed to think? Most won't say it. They'll go quiet. They'll adjust. That's not inclusion. That's pressure. Let me be very clear so it's not twisted. This is not about being against any group of people or removing kindness or respect. We teach our children to treat everyone with respect, period. But respect does not require promotion, and inclusion does not require visual endorsement. Public schools should not take positions on issues families are still navigating at home. And when they do, they cross a line. The line between teaching a child how to think and signaling what they should think. When that line is crossed, trust breaks. Parents are noticing. My 12-year-old noticed a classroom display with multiple pride flags and definitions represented as fact. Example, transgender, a person who is a different gender than assigned at birth. I'm not speaking up just for my child, but for the parents who have no idea what their children are being exposed to, and it doesn't align with their family values or beliefs. Not because we want conflict, but because we feel we're pushed out of our rightful role. Parental rights do not stop at the school doors. Here's what I'm asking. Not a discussion, not a delay, action. Set a policy for content-neutral classrooms. Remove displays that communicate specific viewpoints, and restore the boundary between schools and families, because this is not small. This is about the psychological environment we are placing children in during the most formative years of their lives. When a 12-year-old walks into class, they shouldn't have to ask, do I have to conform to belong here? They should already know they belong. The moment a class sends a message with what they display on the wall, it stops being neutral and starts being influential. If a child has to interpret the walls to know where they belong, then we've already failed to give them a truly neutral place to learn. That's the standard, that's the responsibility, and that's what I'm asking you to uphold. Thank you.
Thanks, Melinda. All right, moving on to 3.7, board member recognition. Should we?
Are you not sure how to handle that?
Okay, let's move that from the agenda. Okay.
I have an opportunity to,
Oh, yeah, I got one going here.
so I have an opportunity to recognize our board president and Commissioner Murray for his 7 terms serving the school district of Janesville. And so we have 2 opportunities to share that, but also we have a short video that we'd first like to share with the board and with this school community that kind of celebrates the work that we've seen over the past 21 years.
I'm Nora Murray. I am the granddaughter of Kevin Murray, and I am class of 2026 at Craig High School.
So we're going to show you this yearbook. If you want to turn to page 72.
There he is. Doesn't look like him. Never seen him have long hair before. I'm out in public or something, or I'm at school events, and everybody's like, is your grandpa gonna be here? Or what's he doing? Every single person in this Janesville town of Wisconsin knows him. We have fun memories, and he's always the one I call before my parents. I always tell my parents if I ever go to jail or get in trouble, he's gonna be the first one I call. His plaque, he got, to be honest, I don't really know. And it's pretty cool to see him every day. He always puts a smile on my face if I'm having a bad day. I am beyond proud of my grandpa. There's no words I can describe how proud I am of him. I'm excited to see what he does after this, his retirement, all the fun things that he's probably gonna do, like go to those concerts 2 hours away every weekend like he does, all the antique shopping with grandma. Oh yeah, pro wrestling events, he loves that. And I'm excited to see him not stress so much about all this stuff. I'm just excited to see what this new chapter brings to him. Even though he just turned 70 a couple weeks ago, he can still do a lot more fun, exciting things. So I'm excited to see him.
Kevin, I just want to say thank you for your dedication and work to the school district of Janesville and to this community. It's been an honor and a privilege to work with you, and I really look forward to the continued support that you have for the School District of Janesville. When I think about the work that you've done over the last 21 years as a member of the Board of Education, there's a lot of things that come to my mind. 3 major referendums that you helped support over your time, including the $151 million operation or capital referendum that we had this past year. The one thing I think that I really appreciate about you is your support of our students. You are a volunteer at many of our elementary schools. You're a regular participant at all of our events. You continue to support our student athletes by officiating countless days and hours, and we really appreciate that. In addition to that, your leadership on the Board of Education is impactful. You've served multiple terms as president of the Board of Education. You and I have had many conversations about how we continue to lead this district forward and be the best it can possibly be, and your impact about what is best for Janesville is something amazing, and I appreciate. I look forward to a continued conversations about how we can make Janesville great, and I hope that you realize that your Tuesday nights are now a little freer, and you can have a few more time with your friends and families and maybe see some of those great concerts you're looking forward to.
Hey Kevin, I just wanted to say thank you for everything that you've done over the years for our students at Jackson Elementary School. Seeing you regularly coming in and helping our Optimist Club pop popcorn and even dressing up as Santa for our littles has truly brought smiles and joy to our students and to our staff. So we appreciate everything that you have done for us at Jackson. 21 years on the school board, that's pretty amazing. Thank you for all of your service to our school district and to our community. We are in a better place because of you.
Kevin has been very supportive of athletics over the years that I've been with the district. I appreciate all of the support that he provides every one of us in the athletics office and our student athletes throughout the district, from the high schools to the middle schools. And his service is 16 years as an official too, which has been immense help to me personally on doing my job. Thank you for everything you've done for thousands of students, thousands of student athletes, and parents. The support that you've provided over the years is immeasurable. We can't thank you enough for everything you've done.
Thank you.
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 Thank you, Grandpa. I love you so much, and I'm so excited to see what you do after this.
We're gonna have a bunch of people say thank you so much.
Can I say I love you?
Yeah, right. I knew what I was prepping him for. Right, I saw that. So first, congratulations. Thank you so much. Thank you to our communication team for putting this together, and we'll make sure you have a copy so you can take a look at it a second or third time. I have 2 pieces here for you. One, obviously, from the School District of Janesville, and we want to thank you for your service and dedication. The second is a certification and accommodation from the school, WASB, celebrating your 21 years as a public official, and that takes time, effort, and energy, and there's nothing more that I can say other than thank you. we do have some cupcakes and snacks
right.
when we're done. He's not quite done yet. We acknowledge that he has up until the Saturday before the new people, the Sunday before. So I'll be calling him probably on Saturday somewhere around 6:30 a.m.
Thank you all. It's been a pleasure and a privilege to serve. It's a wonderful thing, isn't it? To serve the students of our community. So thank you very much. I just want to make sure everybody sees my family. My wife Dawn, could you stand up? She's my sounding board. She's probably, there you go. Of course, my granddaughter Nora. Sure, if you want. And my daughter-in-law Jamie. And our oldest son Andy. There's Andy. And my youngest son Matt's back there. And Dino Murray back there. He's my grandson. All right. Thanks very much. Let's move on because it's going to storm. You guys can go home now. Just, yeah. All right. Moving on. Consider approval of the April 14th, 2026 consent agenda. Need a
Second.
motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes unanimously 8-0. Right? Consent agenda. Moving on to 5.1, consider committee recommendation to fill board vacancy. According to policy, the three-person committee, Greg Ardrey, myself, and Lisa Herda, convened after the deadline to receive applicants to fill the position. We received 2 applicants. We got together and reviewed those, and at this time, this three-person committee recommends Colton Meisner to fill the the one-year vacancy left by Susan Johnson. 1 year.
1 year.
There's a motion?
Second.
And a second.
It's coming. I haven't done it yet, so give me a second. It hasn't happened yet. No, you should see it. Okay.
Okay. There's a motion and a second. Any discussion or any comments or questions? Anybody? Tara, please.
I just have a question of when, could you tell me the timeline of when you guys had met? Like when the committee met? I just didn't have any clarification on that.
Sure. Does anybody have the specific date, what that was?
Last week, Wednesday.
So the deadline for applications was the 24th of February, I believe.
Okay.
And then we met just a week ago or so.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure. Any further comments or questions? We're going to electronically vote. Oh, there it is already. Yep, motion passes 8-0. All right, moving on, 5.2, school perceptions survey data.
So I'm going to pinch hit a little bit for Rob. He was traveling from Port Washington, and we excused him from driving to this process. So I'm just going to bring about a couple of pieces of information for your review. The first is that we have identified a timeline to submit potential feedback from our community members. And our goal is to be able to get that feedback back to you by our June board meeting. And then at that time, school perceptions will be back here sharing the information potentially that we have from the survey. So in your packet, you have the timeline, and you can review that, and if you have any questions, definitely let me know. You also have at your desk the draft of the actual survey that we are we would like to send to our community members. And so to kind of give you an idea of what we do, we bulk mail to all residents who live in the school district of Janesville. And so we're seeking feedback from all of those individuals. If you remember, about 2 years ago, we did this for our operational and capital referendum. We sought feedback. We made some adjustments based on some of that feedback we heard. And then the board made an action item in August to potentially move a referendum forward. So what we're doing is trying to narrow the idea, specifically be purposeful about the ask, let them know what it looks like and how much it is. When we say the draft, there's a couple of pieces that I would recognize for you. When we went to operational and capital referendum in 2024, we identified that it would cost about 81 cents per $100,000. And what I would reiterate is what we saw this year was 31 cents. It didn't mean that the change of how much the referendum cost was different. It just meant that how much people paid to that is different because of the amount of money that either the state gave us or the property values grow. We have put in a very conservative growth for values, 2% in year 1 and 1% in years 2, 3, and 4. I asked Dan specifically, it's his birthday tonight, so I excused him, by the way. I asked Dan, well, what has been our past 5-year average, to kind of give an idea of what it was? 7.8. Then we had a year where it was negative, like -1, but the year prior to that it was 12.1. This is kind of, we talk about property value growth. If the property value growth increases greater than 2% or 1%, the actual amount is spread over a greater amount, and so this amount, this $60 or this $134, will go down. The reason we add it at that level right now is because our conservative nature would rather say today, in April, that it's $60 potentially, as opposed to saying it's 47 and then it be 60. Okay, so that's just the level of confidence that we have. This isn't at all the question, it's just asking the question, right? So if in fact we get feedback and the board decides, yep, we want to move in that direction, then the board will take that action. If the board says, no, we're getting feedback that we shouldn't move in that direction, we'll work with you and you'll give me some direction on where we want to go. So the idea would be that we would take any feedback and input in regards to this, this draft. We would send it then at the end of the week to our printers, and they would get it out to our community so that they would have it sometime within the next, it's on your calendar there, within the next couple of weeks, and then we'll give them 3 or 4 weeks for feedback. We'll collect that feedback and move forward. We use school perception, so again, the school district of Janesville is not the one who runs the survey. All the survey data will go to school projections. It won't come to us. They obviously give us that, but that's what they do. They're a professional organization that helps school districts, and we worked with School Perceptions, EUA, JP Cullen, and all of our partners to really start to draft the piece to make sure that we had not just our region, but also the state kind of model in place so that we can understand what it looks like. The numbers on here are based on the budget cast forward that our finance committee saw and we shared with the board back at our workshop. So that's the model moving forward. So any questions on the survey?
So it goes out at the end of this week via mail?
Yes, so we would send it to the actual printer this week, and
Okay.
then they would print it and then send it out, but it goes out in bulk mail,
Sure.
yes.
And then one per adult in the household?
Yeah, so you're only gonna get, each household will get one, but
Okay.
this survey, if you look here, allows you, if you want a second one, like you want 2 people to take it, you can get a code and we'll have that at the district, so you can do that as well.
And I saw you could only do it once. So that's.
Yes.
I mean, right from your phone, or like, how is
Yep, you
that
could,
tracked?
so actually, when you get the survey, you could QR code that and take the survey
Yeah,
digitally. Or you could send it back to us in the mail.
and if I try to do it again,
So
it's gonna
because your
say-
QR code will have a number,
Okay,
you won't be able to do that. If you have multiple people in your household who are eligible voters, you could ask us to give, or ask them to give you another code, and then you would verify that and do that.
okay.
So,
My last question is, part of this is bilingual in the orange box. Is the survey also offered in bilingual?
yes,
Okay,
so
I
if you
figured.
wanna QR code that, you can choose between
Got it, English.
multiple languages.
Okay, thank you.
The actual survey paper is only gonna be in English, but when you QR code it, you can get multiple.
Anyone else? Okay, moving on to 5.3, presentation and consider approval of the 26-27 staffing plan. Hi, Carrie. I'd like to make a motion to approve the 26-27 staffing plan. There's a motion and a second. You want to hear Carrie talking about her plan? Okay,
Does anyone have,
go ahead.
does anyone have any questions on anything? We heard it at PPC.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Nope. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And those opposed? That passes unanimously 8-0.
Thank you.
We received that PPC.
We did see it. If anybody wants to see the full presentation, they can go back and watch the PPC meeting. I meant for those that are viewing.
Okay. Moving on, 5.4, presentation of the 26-27 employee benefits plan. I don't think you're gonna get so lucky.
Health insurance is important. Not that staffing isn't important, but
There's no motion, but, okay.
On the agenda, we will talk about just a brief overview of what the current plan is, what the health insurance renewal will look like, and the dental renewal. We will provide administrative recommendation, but as a reminder, there is no voting for tonight. District healthcare cost in total is $16.2 million. For our retirees, of that 16.2, we pay approximately 1.3 for our retirees. All others would include the district portion, the FAHP plan, or the family reimbursement account now, and then the HSA contributions for staff. Current plan design, for those enrolled in a single plan, their maximum out-of-pocket in the worst case scenario would be $3,300 minus the HSA district contribution of $800. Their net exposure would be $2,500. For the family plan, $6,600. The district contributes $1,600 for their net exposure amount, again in the worst case scenario of $5,000. Just for some reference and context, here is the current monthly employee portion. So walking into renewal this year, we did know a couple things. One, we knew that we were transitioning down to a sole carrier. In December, we were notified that Dean would no longer be renewing our contract. They do have a 20% requirement for our eligible staff to be enrolled in Dean. For the third consecutive year, we did not hit that 20% mark. We were more between the 8 and 10%. In addition to that, we knew that we did also have to increase the deductible for staff in order to maintain the HSA eligibility. We do have to increase that, and that is per IRS guidelines. In addition to that, we also knew that Mercy was not to exceed a 14.5% increase. So with those things walking in, one of the things that I just want to make mention of is, while we are going down to a sole carrier, I do understand the importance of those current Dean enrollees who will have to make that final transition. We went into this renewal with care and concern, knowing that this is not an easy, it's not even a choice for them, but we did take all of that into consideration when we went into renewal. Working with Mercy, they will ensure no gap in care for all of those who are currently in a treatment plan. The example I use is a woman who is to have a baby, say in August. Mercy would work with that person to allow them to continue to see their OB and have the same care until the baby has arrived, and then they would transition to Mercy at that point. All of the new Mercy enrollees will receive communication from the Benefits Department by May 27th. Again, those will be for all of our new enrollees. We will walk them through what that transition of care looks like for them and if they would need it. In addition, Mercy is working on increasing their network. So, you know, we know that we do have some staff that live in northern Dane County. So right now, Mercy has been able to expand their network to include GHC, which is Group Health Cooperatives. There are 7 clinics in the Madison and Fitchburg area. So for those who are in the northern part of Dane County, they will be able to seek care for their primary care. Still working through some of those pieces of, will they have to travel back down to Janesville for any procedures or things like that? But we are still working through that. Any questions on the Mercy transition of care piece? Okay. We received our initial health insurance renewal from Mercy at an 11.9% increase. The district was looking at a $1.49 million increase. For the employee impact, you will see a red number there, which probably we have not seen before. However, our Dean enrollees will see an increase as their monthly premiums will decrease. So we pay the 88% of the lowest cost plan, which for the previous 3-4 years has always been Mercy. We have received bigger increases from Dean, which has made that gap in monthly premiums more and more drastic. So those who do transition over to Mercy will actually see an increase in their take-home pay due to the less cost of Mercy. Our current Mercy enrollees will see approximately $186,000 increase. We receive renewals, but we don't just sit with what we receive. So you will see a lot of this stuff that we have talked about before, but that doesn't mean that we don't look back at it again. So went out to national carriers. Again, Janesville is located in HMO land. So our 2 major health systems also own their own health insurance company, which means big carriers such as United, Anthem, makes it difficult for them to come in and beat their own pricing. We looked at HRAs. Currently, our district funds the HSA. The HRA, the Health Reimbursement Account, is completely district-sponsored. We have received feedback that people like the HSA option. It is portable. It has several tax benefits to that. So that is something that we did not want to take away from staff. At the January board workshop, we did talk about going self-funded in detail. If we were currently self-funded this year, we would be paying an additional $3.1 million in cost. Right now, the district is not ready to go to self-funded. We are working towards that. It's just, this is now not the time. And knowing that we were transitioning to a sole carrier, I did look into a point of service plan, which would mean that people can go outside of that Mercy network. Some of the concerns with that is that there's multiple deductibles. They have an in-network deductible, out-of-network deductible. When we received those rates from Mercy, they were higher than our current Dean cost. It just was not financially feasible for us to be able to run a point of service plan. In addition to that, Mercy would have required a 20% enrollment. With not having 20% in Dean, I'm not sure that we would have been able to hit that 20% for Mercy. And then at the end of open enrollment, that would have been me calling all those employees back to get them back in the HMO anyways. So we went back to Mercy. Mercy came in at a 9.9% renewal. They worked with us, dropped it another 2 points. The district at this increase would see a $1.2 million increase. The employee contribution, as again, you can see that number, the Dean enrollees would see an increase in their take-home pay due to lower employee contributions. Our Mercy current enrollees would see approximately $155,000 increase. The healthcare renewal administrative recommendation would be to renew the plan design with the following changes. Increasing that deductible, 100 for single, 200 for family, in order to maintain that HSA eligibility plan, and to also approve the 9.9% rate increase. So for a person enrolled in a single plan, with that 9.9% increase, they will see approximately $4.14 in addition taken out of their pay. We are increasing that deductible, that $100. Therefore, in a worst-case scenario, an employee who is enrolled in single would see approximately $200 increase over the course of the year. For those enrolled in the family plan, they would see a $12.50 increase per paycheck. In addition to their premium and the, increased deductible, they would see approximately a $500 annual increase. Again, I just want to indicate that this is if their entire deductible has been met and a year's worth of the animal premium. The district will also see an increase. For all single enrollees, we will pay approximately $728 more per year. And for those enrolled in family, approximately $2,193. You have heard me talk about, managing the medical loss ratio over and over. And so what we kind of want to do is just shift a little bit. We are going to look at increasing access for staff and increasing overall population health and happiness. So one of the things that we're really working towards is a clinic. And as many people as I can say the word clinic to, I will, just to kind of keep that momentum going. With that clinic, we can help mitigate costs. We currently have gone out for a request for information. We did receive 5 back, and so we are currently vetting through all of those options right now. The hope is that, we talk about levers, how we introduce the family reimbursement account and things like that. We would consider the clinic another lever that we're pulling to manage those healthcare costs. It's just a much more expensive lever that we would be pulling then at that point. Is there any questions on the health insurance renewal portion?
I don't have a question, I just want to say thank you. I know you've worked really hard on this. And one of those other levers that we talked about a lot in our meetings was the Health ESU is another lever. So I just want to put
Yes.
another plug out there for the Health ESU program. We've gotten a lot of good feedback from it, from staff that have used it, and that it's quick, it's easy, it's efficient, and you don't have to leave your house to do it. So, and that does help. It gets you quicker service, and it helps decrease the pressure on the system. So just wanted to point that out as well.
Thank you so much, I appreciate that. Also, it is free for staff. We pay for it. It does not apply to their deductible. There is no limit on the amount of times that they can use it.
No questions, but I just want to restate a few things because I think there's a lot of often misconceptions with health insurance. And one thing I want to point out that I have heard and seen comments like the district has cut Dean, and that has not happened. The district did not decide to do that. Dean decided to cut ties with us because we did not have enough people wanting to use or able to use their health insurance. Why that is? Likely because their costs were substantially higher than Mercy. So over the years, we've seen each year more and more and more of our staff members choosing or needing to move to Mercy. We understand that those are very difficult moves and choices for our staff members, and unfortunately, the world of health insurance is incredibly challenging and expensive to navigate. I give you a lot of kudos for the work that you do, Jamie. This is really hard stuff, and it literally impacts our employees' lives, like their lives. So thank you. I want to point out too that, you know, with Mercy, initially it was, well, it couldn't exceed this % of increase. And then it dropped lower, and then it dropped lower to a 10% increase. And that is a low increase. It's still 10%, and I think that's really something for us all to wrap our heads around, that for us, 10% is low, and yet it's a huge increase. We're not receiving 10% increase from the state for funding to support that. It's challenging, but the only reason why it is as low as it is because a lot of negotiation took place on behalf of our employees. So thank you. Another thing is we may hear, well, the district increased my deductible. Well, unfortunately, the IRS has guidelines in order for us to be able to offer the health plan that we offer that allows an HSA. Yes. We have to follow their guidelines, and their guidelines state that the deductible goes up each year. So we're not choosing that. That is chosen for us, and we have to follow the rules. So I just think it's really important for everyone to consider those things. It's very heavy work, and I know that every one of us in this room would love to be able to offer the absolute most wonderful healthcare plan for the least amount of dollars to our employees. And we try, I see every year, you look at all of these different metrics, what can we do to save money, but what can we do to improve the quality of care? How can we provide more services? I hear you say, I need a win for our staff. You've told me that. And that was a goal this year. I need wins for our staff because this has been a challenging road with health insurance. So I just hope that that can be a takeaway for people who maybe don't understand that everyone here is working so hard to make sure that we can have the best possible health insurance that our community can afford. So thank you.
Thank you, I do appreciate that. Okay. Dental is up next. So I will say that at PPC, I was not actually able to share the dental information due to the timing of things. You know, sometimes we just get those late offers. So I did call and have a conversation with Liz. So just real quick, our current dental carrier is MetLife. They have an individual annual maximum of everybody enrolled in the plan of $1,000. Current rate is $40 for for single, 120 for family. This year, we were expecting a 5% increase to our dental plan. Working very closely with our brokers, USI, they went out for a proposal from Delta Dental. You may recall approximately 8 to 9 years ago, we were with Delta Dental, and at the time, it made sense to switch. And here we are again revisiting that same scenario. So Delta Dental was able to come in and offer us, actually mirror our plan, okay? And so they are willing to offer us the same $1,000 annual maximum for each person enrolled. They will maintain the same rate. They are also guaranteeing a 2-year rate guarantee. Due to this, with that 5% increase in dental that we were anticipating, employees can expect to save approximately $7,000, while the district will also be able to save right around $28,000. Couple things about Delta Dental. They do have a broader network, so we are going to be adding currently they already have approximately 250 additional dentists in their plan, more than MetLife, okay? The other good thing that they will be doing is renewing our ortho benefit. So when we transitioned 7-8 years ago to MetLife, dental companies often take that ortho with them. So if you had a kiddo who had braces while we were with Delta Dental and we rotated over to MetLife, you did not get a new ortho benefit. What MetLife will do for us this year is they will renew that. So anybody walking into Delta Dental will be considered a brand new enrollee and will be eligible for that $1,500 ortho benefit, even if they've already had it once before. So. That is a win, as I'm paying for the 3rd child to have braces. It is a win, and I got one more, so. So with the dental renewal, the administrative recommendation would be to transition to Delta Dental as our dental carrier. The plan design and rates would all remain the same. Is there any questions from anybody about anything?
Nobody? Well, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. See you on the 28th.
Well, actually, what are the next steps then for healthcare?
Yes, so on the 28th, we will be back here and the board will vote. Notification will go out to staff the following day or that night. Open enrollment will be ran May 10th through the 20th. And then we will get all that information out to our new enrollees by the 27th.
So in the meantime, if any board member has any further questions or comments or why this or why that, they can do that directly to you before the next meeting.
Yes, and I encourage that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, moving on. PPC committee report.
That's me, and I'm really sad that Mr. McCray is not here tonight because this is my shortest report because everything at PPC was presented tonight, so I have nothing new to share. We met last week. No, we met yesterday. No. When did we meet? Yesterday? Yes. Okay, we met yesterday. Apparently, the last 24 hours have been a really long 24 hours because I thought it was a week ago. And set the agenda for our next month's meeting and have some things in the queue for the next couple of months as well. So our next PPC meeting is the first Monday in May, which is May 4th at 4:30. We look forward to seeing you there. And I mean, there may be some new committee assignments based on what happened. So I just want to take some time to thank everyone who has served on my committee with me. It has been a wonderful year together. I look forward to the work that we do, and I look forward to hopefully continuing on the PPC committee. Thank you.